इधर रखा था मैंने, बोलो। Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. My dear Vyasa, even though a devotee of Lord Krishna sometimes falls down somehow or other, he certainly does not undergo material existence like others, fruitive workers, etc. Because a person who has once relished the taste of the lotus feet of the Lord can do nothing but remember that ecstasy again and again. A devotee of the Lord automatically becomes uninterested in the enchantment of material existence because he is rasagraha, or one who has tasted the sweetness of the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna. There are certainly many instances where devotees of the Lord have fallen down due to uncongenial association, just like fruitive workers who are always prone to degradation. But even though he falls down, a devotee is never to be considered the same as a fallen karmi. A karmi suffers the result of his own fruitive reactions, whereas the devotee is reformed by chastisement directed by the Lord himself. The sufferings of an orphan and the sufferings of a beloved child of a king are not one and the same. An orphan is really poor because he has no one to take care of him. But a beloved son of a rich man, although he appears to be on the same level as an orphan, is always under the vigilance of his capable father. A devotee of the Lord, due to wrong association, sometimes imitates the fruitive workers. The fruitive workers want to lord it over the material world. Similarly, a neophyte devotee foolishly thinks of accumulating some material power in exchange for devotional service. Such foolish devotees are sometimes put into difficulty by the Lord himself. As a special favor, he may remove all material paraphernalia. By such action, the bewildered devotee is forsaken by all friends and relatives. And so he comes to his senses again by the mercy of the Lord and is set right to execute his devotional service. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is also said that such fallen devotees are given a chance to take birth in a family of highly qualified brahmanas or in a rich mercantile family. A devotee in such a position is not as fortunate as one who is chastised by the Lord and put into a position seemingly of helplessness. The devotee who becomes helpless by the will of the Lord is more fortunate than those who are born in good families. The fallen devotees born in a good family may forget the lotus feet of the Lord because they are less fortunate. But the devotee who is put into a forlorn condition he is more fortunate than because he swiftly returns to the lotus feet of the Lord, thinking himself helpless all around. Pure devotion service is so spiritually relishable that a devotee becomes automatically uninterested in material enjoyment. That is the sign of perfection in progressive devotional service. A pure devotee continuously remembers the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna and does not forget him even for a moment, not even exchange for all the opulence of the three worlds. Om Ajnanatimrindasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahim Pradati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyarevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. How many of you want to take birth in a devotee's family next life? Huh? How many of you want to take birth in a rich man's family? Huh? Aristocratic. Huh? If you want to take birth in a devotee's family, one has to fall down after a long time practice of devotional service.
One has to.
Yeah. If you want to fall down, if you want to take birth in a rich man's family, Abhi, you have to fall down now. Prabhupada writes in the 6th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna asked this question. Ayati hi shraddhaya peto yoga chalita manasa. Right? Aprapya yoga samsiddhir kam gatim Krishna gacchati. Actually, Arjuna said, my dear Lord, the yoga process that you are narrating is very difficult to execute. Right? Initially, Prabhupada said, in like a needle, out like a plow. You know this? Huh? Anybody heard this? In like a needle, out like a plow. So initially, devotees, they say, Very simple, You can do whatever you want, but take out some time, 10-15 minutes, and chant Hare Krishna. you know, that's how it starts. Okay, chant Hare Krishna. Then slowly, slowly. When are you increasing your rounds? And then, Prabhuji, abhi 4 rounds ho gaya. 1 round. Then, when are you giving up? Smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol. Then 16 rounds, slowly, gradually. When are you giving up coffee and tea? Right? Initially coffee chalega. ऐसा बोलते हैं ना, काफ़ी चाय काफ़ी चलेगा, बाद में 16 माला जप करने लगते हैं, बोलते नहीं का व्हेन आर यू गिविंग अप कॉफी, अरे आपने ही बोला था ना काफ़ी चलेगा, अभी नहीं चलेगा. Right? Prabhupada said, if these people, if they come to know what I am planning to do with these Americans, they will kill me. Making them into sadhus. Like that. Then, how many of you know Chanchalam hi mana Krishna? Bolo? Very good. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Arjuna is saying, my dear Lord, my mind is very chanchala. Always, very flickering. It is more easier to catch the air in the fist than to control the mind. What did Krishna say? Bolo? Asamsayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam. 2 things Krishna told us to practice. What is that? Abhyasena kaunteya vairagyena grishyate. Shankaracharya says in this regard that Dirghakala Nairantika Abhyas. Dirghakala. It's not that 1 or 2 years kar liya, chanting kar liya, I'm not getting any result. Right? Dirghakala. For a long time. Right? For a long time. Then Nairantika. Nirantar Abhyas. निरंतर अभ्यास करना चाहिए for a long time. You tell me, discuss among yourselves for 2 minutes, and then why we should practice for a long time. Why not give result very quickly? Both of you discuss. New? Sit on the jerry. Okay, done? Who will tell? Bolo? Yeah. Very good.
Actually, our eternal position is to serve Krishna, and that has to be done. But we, to be forgetful of Krishna, we are doing other things.
My question is, why we have to practice for a long time?
Practice, but it should be a continuous nature. Our nature should become that.
Yeah.
So that we will get addicted to the name Krishna at the end of time, at moment, automatically that name will come out.
हाँ बोलो.
Because practice will make it perfect and it becomes a habit. And then
Since long time we have forgotten Krishna, to remind that
steadiness.
कृपा दृष्टि माता जी, हाँ हमारे ऊपर कृपा दृष्टि प्रसारी, हाँ हाँ Actually, uh, why it takes time, why, it is said, because since time immemorial, we have been committing lot of sinful reactions. So when we sit, why can't we fix our mind on chanting? Because of the sinful reactions. So Prabhupada said that when a woman, she makes a garland, one flower, one flower, one flower, like that, each time one flower, one flower, one flower, like that. Whenever we are practicing, one sin, one sin, one sin, like that, it gets nullified, right? So that is why if you read Bhakti-rasam Sindhu, that's why I keep telling, please read Bhakti-rasam Sindhu on a regular basis. Just like many times I told, when the arati is going on, right? When we go to South India temples, there are no lighting in the Garbhagudi. Then you give 10 rupees, they light a lamp and they show the bodily parts, right? This is the lotus face, like that. So when you see the each part of the body of the Lord, certain kinds of sinful reactions get nullified, right? So when you look at the lotus face of the Lord, कम करना थोड़ा. When we look at the lotus face of the Lord, when the lamp offering is going on, 10 million Brahma Hatya Pap will be nullified. That means, right? What is the result of chanting and dancing in the Kirtan? Bolo, Srinivas Garu. What happens if you clap and chant and raise your hands and chant in the, when you clap, just like when you clap, the birds will fly away. In the same way, in the Kirtan, when you clap and chant, the birds of sinful reactions will fly away from your body, right? When you experience the fragrance of the agarbatti that is offered to Krishna, right? So many sinful reactions get nullified, right? Like that, there is a when you observe Ekadasi, right? Up to some people, they fast up to afternoon without any water. So many thousands of lifetimes sinful reactions get nullified. And some people, they practice fast up to evening, and so many more. Some people, they fast whole day, but they sleep, right? Some people, the whole day they fast, they don't sleep whole night, they do kirtan, and the next day they take a very little prasad, and then they eat only once, Dwadasi day. That is complete Ekadasi. On Dasmi day, you don't eat after sunset. Then on Ekadasi day, you do whole day you fast. Then whole night you awake. Then the next day morning you break the fast, but you eat only once in a day, once on Dwadasi day. That is complete package. And then if somebody practices Ekadasi like that, so many millions of lifetimes sinful reactions get nullified. If you eat on Ekadasi day, Falahar, then only thousands of lifetimes sinful reactions get nullified. Like that, keep on, chanting. That's why Prabhupada gave this package. Attending Mangalarti, Guru Puja, Bhagavatham class, chanting, taking prasad, then our heart becomes purified. Then our mind becomes steady. That is why it is said, Dirgha Kala Nairintika Abhyas. समझ में आ रहा है? So that is why we should not become disappointed, because as per our intensity of our sadhana, accordingly steadiness comes, right? So that is why all of you, you come on Sunday program, some of you, but I never see you attending, programs in the temple, chanting and dancing in the kirtan. Chanting and dancing in the kirtan is very important. If you cannot come in the morning, at least come in the evening at 7 o'clock, dance in the kirtan. Those who live nearby, they should come in the evening. So that is, otherwise, otherwise the progress will be, otherwise, at home at least, when your husband comes back, you do kirtan. At home, you should do kirtan. Kirtan is the most important aspect of our, Sankirtan. Right? Most important aspect. So you must not neglect. Either you come to the temple and dance in the kirtan, or at home you chant and dance in the kirtan. It's very important. So that way, Prabhupada said, when a neophyte devotee also sits in his room and chants Hare Krishna, millions of living entities that are stuck in the crevices of the doors and the walls, of the room, they get delivered. Right? So that is very important. Anyway, so Krishna says, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena gruhyate. What is abhyas and what is vairagya? Vairagya means staying away from all the matters that are not connected to the Atma, welfare of the Atma. That is called Vairagya. Abhyasa means performing activities that are connected to Krishna or Atma, whatever. So that is the definition of Sankaracharya in Bhagavad Gita commentary. So Vairagya means staying away from Anatma Vastu, so, all the things that are Anatma Vastu, like that. So that is why little bit practice and little bit reading, we should not think, why I am not, advancing. Samajh mein aaya? Right? So Prabhupada, of course, is humble, but he told in one conversation, I think Yamuna Mataji quoted it, it took me 30 years to steady my mind. I chanted, don't chant. Naam kya hai aapka? Please don't chant in the class. आप ही चैंटिंग मत कीजिए, सुनिए या तो बाहर जाके जप कीजिए. Otherwise you are offending both, hearing katha and chanting. ठीक है, आप लोग सब लोग एडवाइस देने की जरूरत. समझ में आ रहा है सबको? So don't get disappointed because it needs a very steady, long time practice. Right? Long time practice. Then mind becomes steady. Then you can chant. That's why initially it is a struggle. At least I will not say that I chant very. I developed attachment for chanting and all, but at least I reached a stage. Then I am, with Prabhupada's words, after 30 years, at least I can sit and chant, without falling asleep. Right? So for advancement, that should be your first step. Right? When you Antarmukha samaradhya bahirmukha durlabha sudurlabha. If your senses and the mind are externally attracted, then you cannot concentrate on chanting. You have to go inside. So for that you have to close your eyes. If you want to hear the holy name, or you want to think about Krishna while chanting, you have to close your eyes. Or if you open your eyes, you cannot. But at this stage, if you close your eyes, you will fall asleep. Right? So for that you have to read Bhagavatham. Right? Prabhupada wrote in Adilila, 7th chapter, in order to chant nicely, you must be addicted to studying Bhagavatam scrutinizingly. Right? So read lot of Bhagavatam whenever it is possible, then you can chant nicely. Okay? So if you are falling asleep while chanting, that means you are not making advancement. If you see Bhagavatam class, backside, all the devotees. They are sleeping. So three things. If you are sleeping while chanting, if you are sleeping while hearing Bhagavatam, if you are sleeping while chanting, while kirtan is going on, that means you are very deceased. If you are while chanting Hare Krishna, if you are falling asleep, less deceased. If you are chanting if you are sleeping while kirtan is going on, then the disease is very critical, serious, severe. Coma. Like that. So it's all sleep, sleep. This is described by Vishwanath Thakur in Madhuri Kadambini. It's not my words. So that is very important. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, so Arjuna asked this question, Ayatihi Shraddhaya Peto Yoga Chalit Manasah Aprapya Yoga Samsitir Kam Gatim Krishna Gacchati. My dear Krishna, somebody has given up material life. Right? We answered this question, Tyaktva Sadharmam Chanambujam Hare, in that shloka. Same thing is discussed. So somebody has given up material life and come to Krishna consciousness, but he was unable to. Ayatihi Shraddhaya Peto. He had some Shraddha, yoga, but yoga Chalita Manasah. While practicing yoga, his mind is, started wavering, becoming disturbed. Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhi. Then he will not achieve the perfection in yoga. What will happen to such a person? Right? Kachin Ubhaya Vibhrishtas. Right? So Arjuna is saying it is just like these clouds, they go together. But sometimes some clouds, they get cut off from the main clouds. Chinnabra even nishyate. Apratisto hi Mahabaho Vimuda Brahmana Gati. So just doesn't he become like a Rivan or Rivan cloud? Na Dobi ka kutta, na gar ka, na ghat ka. Right? He has given up material life, that he is not enjoying. He has come to spiritual life, he has fallen down. He is not, his mind is disturbed. So what will happen to such a person? Etanme samshayam Krishna cheta nahi upapadyate nahi asya samshayasyasya cheta nahi avasishyate. My dear Krishna, this is a very important shloka. My dear Krishna, except yourself, nobody can answer this question. That is why he is Bhagavan. Right? That is why he is Bhagavan. Right? He knows where a soul goes, where a soul doesn't go. Which is that verse? Kidhar hai Mallanna? Is not to come? What is that verse? 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Vedaham samatitani vartamani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Vedaham samatitani vartamani cha. My dear Krishna, my dear Arjuna, I know present, I know the past, I know the future, and I know all the living entities. Where they go, where they come from, after death, where they go, nobody can tell. Nobody can tell. That's why when we say, when somebody dies, we should not say, he's gone back to Godhead or something like that. We don't know. Right? स्वर्ग में गया होगा, huh? Then Krishna says, Partha naiveha namutra vinasham tasya vidyate. My dear Arjuna, don't worry. Some, nahi kalyana krita kaschit. Durgatim tata gacchati. Tata means Krishna, one Acharya says, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita sometimes as a teacher, sometimes as like a father, sometimes like a mother, very lovingly, So mostly like a mother he spoke Bhagavad Gita, very lovingly. That's why he said Tata means, very, very good word, In Telugu, sometimes the fathers they call daughters Amma, right? Amma. So that is means, but one who has got more affection, he has got like that, Amma. Like that. So it is very important. So Krishna said, Nahi kalyana krita kaschit, durgatim tat gachit. My dear Arjuna, don't worry. Somebody who has been doing auspicious activities, kalyana krita kaschit, durgatim, uska durgati kabhi nahi hoga. All those who have come to Krishna consciousness, uska from present, vartamana sthiti se unnata sthiti mein jayenge. Anybody who has practiced. Never go down, right? Unless he has committed a great offense towards a Vaishnava, pure Vaishnava, like Prabhupada. Then he assures, Prapya punna kritam lokam ushitva shashvati sama shuchinam shrimatam gehe yoga brashtav jayate. Right? There are so Krishna is explaining two kinds of people. Prapya punya kritam lokam ushitva shashvati sama. So those who practice Krishna consciousness, yoga, and then fall down after a short time, then they go to heavenly planets. Prapya punya kritam lokam ushitva shashvati sama. There are many misgivings, but actually Prabhupada said, those devotees, there are people who practice karmakanda and go to heavenly planets. And there are people who are, practicing Krishna consciousness and go to heavenly planets. There are two categories of people. They don't mix with the karmakandis. Devotees, Prabhupada said, just like a type machine, कौन है कौबाई Magnus gold, searching for gold. अरे यार तो मैं तो बहुत बार देखा था. So there are two categories of people, right? So even if some of us go to heavenly planets, there also we will chant Hare Krishna. And then they, sometimes, devotees, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, YouTube chanting. उधर YouTube chanting करें, enjoyment भी है, chanting भी है. We cannot do pure devotional service. But Prabhupada said, a devotee is a devotee wherever he goes. A typewriting machine, क्या बोलते हैं? Prabhupada gave an answer. Degi. Degi. Degi, वो जो मसाला वगैरह कूटता है, वो शब्द करता है, फिर स्वर्गलोक में जाएगा तो भी वही करेगा. Right? A devotee, even if he goes to heavenly planet, there Vamandev lives there. So they worship Vamandev. Right? Devotee is a devotee. Hare, sometimes there also ISKCON is Chota ISKCON. Swarga branch. So here चेला लोग समाधि विमाधि बना के आरती विरती करते हैं, उधर स्वर्ग लोग अरे महाराज यू आर हियर. Sometimes we meet our acquaintances. अरे राम रूप प्रभु आप इधर है, हमने सोचा आप इतना भागवतम पढ़ रहा था, आप गोलोक वृंदावन चला गए. नहीं नहीं लफड़ा है. So there also क्या हुआ? क्या हुआ? साउंड नहीं है? हरे कृष्ण. That is one category. Then after enjoying there, either they take birth in a Brahmana's family, Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe, or aristocratic family like Ambani, Birla. Right? So Prabhupada, then there are another category of people. Atava yoginam eva kula bhavati dhimataha etaddi durlabhataram. Krishna is saying, Loko janmam idrusham. Krishna is saying that, my dear Arjuna, there are another category of people that after practicing devotional service for a long time, when they fall down or they could not finish their devotional service, they will take birth in a devotee's family, from where right from the childhood they will practice Krishna consciousness. This kind of janma is very rare. Right? Prabhupada writes, in my childhood, I am very fortunate. My spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, he was born by the prayers of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He is devotee since childhood. In the same way, by our good fortune, my father taught me right from the childhood devotional service. Like Parikshit Maharaj. Right? So these two categories of Prabhupada, I think either in the purport or in the lecture, Prabhupada told, after practicing a short time, they fall down, they go to Swarga. After practicing after a long time, if they fall down, they will take birth as a devotee in the next. Many times I told this, those who are new, they can hear. Prabhupada, Krishna told in Bhagavatam, we should not go to Swargaloka, such a waste of time. Better to take birth as a child in the devotee's family. Right? That boy, Bhagavat, right? He is programmed, it seems, everything all trained, what to say and all, right? Hi, hello, chodo, Hare Krishna bolo, he's become very famous, right? Small child. Sometimes small children, 6-year-old, 7-year-old boys, they do katha, in Vrindavan. Have you seen? They do katha. Some 11-year-old, there is one girl, some 11-year or 12-year-old girl, she is doing katha. She tells stories and all that. It is very, very fortunate to take birth in a devotee's family. That's why we don't, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, 99% people, they get married in Kali Yuga. Right? They get married in Kali Yuga. So we don't discourage devotees getting married and producing children because they get an opportunity, the children, they get an opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness right from the childhood. Right? And that way, Krishna conscious families also, they expand. You know, that's why devotees, they should produce as many children as possible. Not egg dough, you know. So here Narad Muni is saying the same thing. Navai jano jatu katanchana vraja Mukunda sevi anyavat anga sansmiti smaran mukunda angri upagohanam punar vihatu nichen narasagruho jana. My dear Narad, my dear Vyasadev, you know, even if some devotees, after practicing for some time, even if they fall down, they don't fall down like these karmis. Because once somebody who has attended Mangalarti of Radharasvihari, right? Somebody who has attended the temple festivals of Radharasvihari temple, somebody who has tasting prasadam for a long time, right? Somebody who is accustomed to reading Bhagavatham, they cannot, when we attend Mangalarti, right? All these people, they, you know, some of these devotees, they come for Mangalarti every day. Because seeing the lotus face of the Lord, Radharasvihari, in that beautiful atmosphere in the early morning, you get some kind of nectar. Do you experience? Huh? We don't like to miss that nectar. You know, seeing even though same tune is sung, same Hare Krishna mantra is sung, sometimes, you know, but almost 20 years, 20, I've been head pujari, almost 23 years I've been doing Aarti every day, right? Usually I don't give to anybody. Sometimes some devotees, if they come and request, I give them. But on my own, I don't give to anybody. How Aarti karoge? I miss, you know, doing Aarti. Sometimes I don't also travel so much. मैं सोचता हूँ कौन किसको उद्धार करना है ना मेरे को ट्रैवलिंग करके. सब लोग बोलते हैं संन्यास ले लो संन्यास, कौन उद्धार हो जाएगा. So that taste is there. Even if somebody somehow or other by the will, by the force of the circumstances, Prabhupada said, because of the force of the past bad habits, right? Even if somebody gives up Krishna consciousness, still rasagraha, you know, they cannot forget that rasa that they experienced while performing devotional service, and again they come back. They come back again because you don't find taste. As you like, you know, sometimes, you know, when I got, usually I don't eat any outside food. Sometimes they said you are a diabetic, you know, so they advise, you know, keep some parsan or some, you know, boiled. क्या हुआ? Boiled stuff or something, you know, to keep, you know, when you feel hungry, you should not remain hungry, something like that. So sometimes I try to keep some snacks. Now I don't like only to eat any outside food. You know, I don't like. So that distaste we should have, you know, for all these things. Anyway, so it is very important. So there is one very beautiful verse in Bhagavatam, 10th canto, second chapter. Tatanate madhava tavaka kvachit drishyanti marga tvaivadda sahruda tvaya vigupta vicharanti nirbhaya vinayakani pi murdasho prabhu. You know, before that verse, enye aravindaksha vimuktamaninas tvayastabhava avishuddha buddhayah aruhi krishrena param padam tatah patanti ada anadrita yushmadangrayah. My dear Lord, Yenya Arvindaksha, O lotus-eyed Lord, vimuktamaninas, those who think that they are liberated, tvayastabhava avishuddha buddhayah aruhi krishrena param padam. Aruhi krishrena means after performing severe austerities and penances, even if they go up, aruhya, parampadam tataha, patanti ada, they will fall down from their exalted position because they have not developed taste for worshipping your lotus feet. Prabhupada quoted this verse many times. Enye arvindaksha vimuktamaninas tvayastabhava avishuddha buddhayah ariyu krishnena parampadam tataha patanti adanadrita yushmadangrayah. Then the demigods, they say, tatanate madhava tavaka kvachit vrishyanti marga tvai baddha sahrida tvaya vigupta vicharanti nirbhaya vinayakani pimurdasha prabhu. My dear Lord, your devotees, O Madhava, what is the meaning of Madhava? Hari, na? What is your name? Huh? Hare Ram. Hare Ram. You know what is the meaning of Madhava? Bolo, Pavarji. What is meaning of Madhava? Madhava means, Ma means Lakshmi Devi. Dhava means husband. Madhava means husband of Goddess of Fortune. Right? Goddess of Fortune means she, brings good fortune. Right? Bhagya Lakshmi. O Madhava, Tata Nete Madhava. Tavaka means your devotees. Kvachit, sometimes. Vrishyanti margat. Even if they fall down from their exalted positions, right? But they don't fall down like karmis, because they are very dear to you. Anybody who is practicing Krishna consciousness, they become very dear to Krishna. Tvai baddha sahrida. They are bound in affection to you. But even if they fall down because of will of providence, or because of the force of the past bad habits, or because of bad association, right? They don't fall down like other karmis. Or Vinayakani pi murdashu Prabhu. They go back to Godhead walking on the heads of the these Mayavadis and even the personified death. So Prabhupada gave example of Maharaj Bharat, Vritrasura, Brahma, Dhruv Maharaj किधर fall down हो गया? Bharat Maharaj? Maharaj Chitraketu. Very good, thank you. Chitraketu. So, Prabhupada said, what is actually fall down? Right? So, devotees, they don't fall down. उसका मतलब क्या है? Even if they leave ISKCON or start living in their homes and all, but they don't forget Krishna. Right? They don't forget Krishna. Forgetting Krishna is falling down. But devotees of Krishna, they don't forget Krishna. So Maharaj Chitraketu, Maharaj Bharat, right? What's his name? Vritrasura. Oh, Chitraketu and Vritrasura same. Who else? Maharaj Chitraketu? Gajendra. Thank you. Yeah, Indradyumna Maharaj. So Prabhupada says, they have fallen down by the will of Krishna. Krishna, Maharaj Chitraketu, within the few days of chanting, Hare Krishna mantras, he started seeing, people flying in the sky. Vidyadharas and Charanas flying in the sky, right? कोई देखा इस कान में इतना सारे लोग चैंटिंग कर रहे हैं, हमको कोई दिखाई नहीं पड़ता. So that is their level of purity, their consciousness is very pure. Because all the Chitraketu and all, they never commit sins, Our consciousness becomes polluted because of committing sinful activities. Because they never, in the Satyuga, Treta Yuga and all, they won't commit any sins. There is no chance of it. That is why, as soon as they take up Krishna consciousness, they quickly progress. I'm giving a series of lectures in Mahabharata. I hope you are hearing. We are discussing, Maharaj Ayati. So next week we will discuss, how Maharaj Ayati quickly made life is perfect. Even though he was involved in sense gratification. Even though he is involved in sense gratification, he never broke any regulative principles. Right? Dharmic. Like that. Anyway, so Prabhupada says that Maharaj Chitraketu, then Maharaj Bharat, and then Indradumna Maharaj, by the will of Krishna, they fell down. That is why Maharaj Bharat, even though he became a deer, he never forgotten Krishna. He in the body of the deer. When he became Jada Bharat, he was constantly remembering Krishna. Right? So that is the requirement for attaining Krishna Prem. What is that? Ananya Cheta Smatatam Yomam Smarati Nityasaha Nitya Smaran. Right? Nitya Smaran. The reason why Yogamaya, this Durga Devi, when she appeared in front of Kamsa, she told him, तुमको मारने वाला और किधर पैदा हुआ है. That actually triggered his constant remembrance. Of course, his opposite, unfavorable remembrance. But Krishna wanted to give him liberation, so constant remembrance. Right? When the gopis, when this pastime of Vastraharan Leela happened, at that time Krishna said, I know your desire. You have committed offense. When you do vrata, when there is a dosha, then you don't get the result. So that is why Krishna made them offer obeisances. When the gopis offered the obeisances, their offense of taking bath without clothes in the Yamuna, it got nullified. Because they are doing vrata for 1 month, but they broke that vrata. They committed dosha. Vrata dosha ho gaya. So Krishna wanted to rectify that. That's why he joked with them, and then he made them offer obeisances. Krishna told the gopis that aane wale raton mein I will fulfill your desire. Krishna didn't say when the gopis also did not ask, when will you fulfill your desire? Because they had complete faith in Krishna. That thought, that words of Krishna, that in future nights I will fulfill your desire, it triggered in them constant remembrance. Right? Constant remembrance. When Akrura reached Mathura, Krishna Balram, they wanted to take leave. Akrura fell at the lotus feet of Krishna and Balram. Please come to my house. Krishna told, my dear Chachaji, aayenge hum. I will come. But after I finish my mission of killing Kamsa. Prabhupada writes, he is very obedient. He did not जिद नहीं किया था, अभी आओ अभी आओ. Right? Akrura went back. Radha Govind Maharaj says, after that you don't see him, in the arena of Kamsa or whatever, Akrura. Every day he would wash the house. He would cook very nice foodstuffs. He would keep the house very clean. He would keep that garlands ready. And then he would wait at the gate. Krishna will come, Krishna will come. That thought, Krishna will come, Krishna will come. It triggered, constant remembrance. Like that. So in the same way, Maharaj Bharat, when he fell down from a very high position, it triggered in him constant remembrance. That is why, as a Jada Bharat, he was not, his father was trying to teach, Gayatri, chanting of Gayatri mantra and all. For devotees of Krishna, all this chanting of Gayatri mantra, उसको बोलो, पूछो बैठ चाहिए क्या, पलंग चाहिए, उधर है पीछे. शाम को सुबह, लाइक राधा गोविंद महाराज सेस, रात भर सो के उठते हैं, फिर जप करने के टाइम पे नींद कैसा आता है. दैट इज द महिमा ऑफ जप. राइट. भागवतम मॉर्निंग टाइम आफ्टर मंगला, अटेंडिंग मंगला, तो भागवतम क्लास में सोया का मतलब थोड़ा, अभी शाम को सो के आया होगा ना. अभी नींद आ रहा है, मतलब वेरी एक्यूट डिसीज. हमारा एक डिवोटी था, ही वॉज माई पार्टनर. आई डोंट नो दैट आई शुड टेल हिज नेम. इन VI वी यूज्ड टू गो फॉर प्रीचिंग. मैं तो बच गया. ही वॉज सेइंग he used to drive Sankirtan bus. While driving, he would fall asleep. Krishna saved. He says Krishna only saving us. He would stand, near the that money box, that hundi, bada hundi. He can't sit. Then he would. And then he would fall down, dad, and then speaker, क्या हो गया, class में गिर गया. I don't know to tell the name of the devotee. You can ask me later. There is one devotee, while giving class, he would fall asleep. Nidrani, Radha Ganga says, when you sit in Bhagavatam class, two Maya Shaktis, they capture. One is Nidrani, another is Jutani. निद्रा पकड़ लेती है, कोई उठाएगा, नहीं, I am deeply, I am not sleeping, I am deeply meditating. Sanatana Goswami says, when a devotee, while preaching, he misses chanting Gayatri, sages and saptarshis and all, they do Gayatri for the devotee. Those who are initiated, second initiated, they should not miss chanting Gayatri. Right? So, but of course, while sleeping, if you miss, then you will get an offense. सो गया, 12 बजे सो गया. Right? आज मैं 12 बजे सो गया था. Usually I sleep at 10 o'clock, but some guests have come and then till 11:30 I could not sleep. सो गया था. अभी शाम को 2 गायत्री करना पड़ेगा. But if I suppose I am preaching till 9 o'clock and then I miss my Gayatri, then all the sages they come chant Gayatri. So that is why Jada Bharat and all, he is not interested in learning Gayatri and all. He has already done it, in his last life. He is now only chanting. So that's why he is intensely absorbed in remembering Krishna's lotus feet all the time. Right? So sometimes Prabhupada said, Chitraketu Maharaj, he became so perfect, and recently I have learned the prayers of Chitraketu Maharaj. There are 2 sets of prayers. One is Narada Muni instructed the prayers, to chant in front of for the Lord, And then another is when the Lord has appeared, Shankarsana, then Chitraketu Maharaj offered such wonderful prayers, mind-blowing trip, I will tell you. Then Prabhupada purports also, amazing. So, for a long time I struggled to learn the prayers, but now I learned. Very beautiful. Recently only I quoted this shloka, Ajita Jitta Samamatis. Sadhubir Bhavan Jitatmabir Bhavata. Vijitsa Sami Bhajatam Akama Atmanam Atmadaha Atikaruna. My dear Lord, you are actually Ajita, unconquerable, but you become conquered those who have controlled their senses. Samamatis. Jitatmabir, Sadhubir Jitatmabir Bhavan. Those sadhus who have controlled their senses. Prabhupada gave a very nice, beautiful meaning to Samamati. Prabhupada said, devotees, Samamati means they always worship Krishna. In general, sometimes people, they stop worshipping Krishna when the things are not favorable. Like that. But Prabhupada says, whether things are favorable or not favorable, whether they are happy or not happy, they never give up their worship of Krishna. That is called Samamati, Prabhupada writes. Right? Then Prabhupada writes in the beginning of the purport that Krishna conquers his devotees and devotees conquer Krishna. It is mutual. Krishna conquered the minds of the gopis and the minds of the gopis, and then the gopis have conquered the mind of Krishna. So Krishna cannot live without the gopis, and then gopis cannot live without Krishna. So this conquering, Ajita Jita Samamatis, this conquering is mutual. Like that, Prabhupada, another meaning of Samamati, Prabhupada says, Samamati means a devotee is always thinking, I am an eternal servant of Krishna. Like Mayavadis, they don't think that they get merged with the Lord. क्या है, बाल बढ़ जाएगा, रामदेव नहीं बोलते बाल बढ़ाने के लिए आप जानते हो ऐसा करने से बाल बढ़ जाता है बोलते हैं. हाँ अच्छा. There is a joke, एक लेडीज से उसको पूरा बाल इधर आ गया. साधु बाबा के पास गई, अरे आपने बोला बाल बढ़ जाएगा. नहीं, आप ऐसा किया होगा इधर, इसलिए दाढ़ी आ गया. ऐसा करना चाहिए. रामदेव ऐसा. शंकर आया, देखो 13 अक्टूबर से मेंबरशिप का फीस बढ़ रहा है. नाउ इट इज 35,555. From 13th October, Vijayadashmi, it will become 55,555. Huh? Yeah. So, come member banana चाहते हैं, but if somebody wants to become member, he can take this form. So that is okay. Like next lecture is there? Huh? So that is the so Maharaj Chitraketu. Prabhupada said he became very little proud. Then he became Vidyadharpati, and going around with the beautiful girls. But even though he is accompanied by the most beautiful girls, he is singing the glories of Krishna. Right? They never fall down. But Krishna thought, it seems, why is he wasting his time? Then he made him offend Lord Shiva. Then Parvati, cursed. And then he became Vritrasura. Right? He was actually Radha Govind Maharaj says, Bhagavatam means where Vritrasura's charitra is there. Ambarish charitra is there. Maharaj is saying that he asked one very prominent devotee professor in Banaras Hindu University, if you have to choose the best part of Bhagavatam, what would you choose? Then he replied, it seems, Vritrasura's prayers. Aham Hare, bolo, आता है? Aham Hare tava padaikamulam dasanudasa bhavitashmi bhuyaha manasmareta shupater gunamste grinita vakkarma karotu kayaha nanaka prishtam nachaparameshtyam nasarvabhaumam nadasadhipatyam na yoga siddhir apunar bhavamba samanjasayaya virahaya kanksha ajata paksha imamataram kagha stanyam yatha vasadara kshudartha priyam priyaiva vyusitam vishanna manno arvindaksha didrikshatam tvam mamuttama shloka janeshu shakye samsara chakra brahmata swakarmabhi in Matmaja grahavittadara ashakta chittasya. These 4 prayers, correct? Maharaj Parikshit, aisa kaisa, what is that? Usually demons are in the mode of passion and ignorance. How is chanting such beautiful, pure devotional prayers? How? And then Sukadeva Goswami writes, he is Maharaj Chitraket in his last life. He became Vritrasura. So Indra was shocked. Kya hai? Right? He was he is hesitating to kill. How can I kill a pure devotee of the Lord? Everybody encouraged. That's why he got, even though by the order of the Lord and all, they got this Vajraidam and killed. But still, Indra had to suffer for 100 years since reaction of killing a Mahan Vaishnava. Like that. So very beautiful chapter. So Prabhupada writes, that this is will of the Lord. He wanted to bring him back to Godhead, his own. So that is why. So tatanate madhava tavaka kvachit brishanti margat vaibaddha sahruda tvaya bigupta vicharanti nirbhaya vinayakani murdashu Prabhu. This is a verse from 10th canto, 2nd chapter, prayers by demigods. So it is very important anyway to encourage people to become Krishna conscious and chant Hare Krishna and nicely. Prabhupada said, even if somebody committed offense, for some time, Prabhupada writes, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, for some time, he is distanced from devotional service. But once that once the devotee, that offenses get nullified, and again they will come back to Krishna consciousness. This Krishna consciousness is eternal. Neha Bikram Nasosti Pratyavaho Na Vidyate Solpam Apyasya Dharmasya Prayate Mahato Bhayat. That is why a devotee is a devotee, even if sometimes if they do some mistakes, some fall downs occur and all, you should not condemn such people. Because in future he may become a pure devotee. Right? Prabhupada writes in Dhruva Maharaj's pastime, suppose you commit offense now, thinking that he is a karmi, but in future he becomes a pure devotee, then you will get that offense. like Dhruv Maharaj. When Dhruv Maharaj was a small boy, he was not a pure devotee. But Suruchi and committed offense. And then when Dhruv Maharaj became a pure devotee, then that offense affected him, affected her. That's why she was born to death. And then her son also was killed by Yakshas. So it is very, we should know all these things, and then as far as possible we should practice Krishna consciousness sincerely and seriously and go back to Godhead. Otherwise, purposely we should not fall down. Oh, I can go to heaven. Because you cannot enjoy. Right? You cannot enjoy. So once you are a devotee, then even if you sit down to enjoy, then you remember, oh, Mangalarti and chanting, Prasadam, Bhagavad Katha. You can't enjoy. Finished. Material life is finished. Once you come to Krishna consciousness. Okay, any questions, comments? So next week we'll have party. Everybody there? You're in town? Success party, Janmashtami. Monday. अच्छा से खा के जाओ. फ्लाइट में बैठ के आ जाओ हो जाएगा. Where? Bangalore? I am also going to Bangalore, but I am going on 20th, Friday. Postpone, na?
No, everything is set. I have to go to Chennai also.
Because any questions? Comments? Please read very beautiful purports. Means I can actually repeat all the purports by heart and just little bit here and there. Paraphrase. I can very beautiful verses. And so anybody wants to tell your friends and all to become life members, they get Bhagavatam set also, everything. So actually भद्र पूर्णिमा हमारा स्कोर आता ही नहीं. कोई स्पॉन्सर करो, कोई भागवतम. भागवतम स्पॉन्सर करो. एक से क्या होगा? Those who gift Bhagavatam from the Ratna Simhasan, golden throne, they will go to Golok Vrindavan. Bhadra Purnima. Radhastami, Ashtami, and then after that 4-5 days, 14th is Ekadasi. Then after that 17th, 17th or 18th, Bhadra Purnima? 18th. 18th, that means Wednesday. 20th is Friday.
16th is Monday. 16th is Monday. 18th is Wednesday.
Yeah. So, Bhadra Purnima, you can, if you want, you can take the Bhagavatam set and gift it to somebody, or we will distribute. अरे प्रसाद में इधर है? क्लास नहीं है? चलो. Please, sponsor Bhagavatam sets, and then there is somebody wants to take membership. You wanted to form, right? श्रिया को बना दिया membership.